Hey everyone on YouTube, this is TCG Brony 85 and this is my very first video on this channel anyway. You all would know me as Nintendo Veteran 85 and the soon to be channel Nintendo Brony 85, which I'm making a new video game channel for those of you who don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a channel based on each type of thing I'm into, like trading card games is this one, and the other one's going to be Nintendo Brony 85, and for those of you who like me being Nintendo Veteran 85, just let me know. Well, anyway, my first deck profile for Pokemon, it has proxies in it, so don't blame me because I can't get hold of cards. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, brand new deck, and I noticed the pink sleeves. I had to have them for the tournament, and they were the only sleeves left, so hey, take what you can get, right? It's the Salamence Honchkrow deck, aka the ultimate trolling deck, they call it. I see it as a fun deck though. It's cheap to build, it's not expensive at all. I mean, a couple cards in here are a bit pricey. Okay, you run 4 Honchkrow, 4 Murkrow, and by the way, these are the Dragon's Exalted set, just so you know. And you run that line, and you run 3 Salamence, 1 Shelgon, couldn't get a hold of the second one, it's okay. But they say you run 1 because you run 3 rare candies in here. 3 Bagon, all these are from Dragon Vault. A fairly cheap set to build, and every card you get in there is all hollow, so it's a win-win situation. 3 Mewtwo EX. And you notice my full art's missing. Well, yeah, you see, I was at Shinboku-Con, my friend needed, so I just traded him for a few cards, even though it's a full art. I see a card as a card, so it doesn't really bother me that much that I had to get rid of him, because I'll just get another Mewtwo tin, so nobody lost there, and I'll just pull another one later on in life. And we still need the Darkrai X because I traded to my buddy and his Darkrai X hasn't been stolen, sadly, but I told him I could just pick one about a tin, not to worry about it. I'm not really worried, so as long as we're all good, it's cool with me. Run the 3 rare candies, obviously. 3 Eviolites for the Mewtwo EX and Darkrai EX. Darkrai is mainly used for the support, but that's okay. Ultra Ball, 3 of them. These are going to be for Pokemon Catcher. Right now the deck's all built for casual play, so I use Gust to Wind, because it's the same exact thing. 2 Tool Scrappers for when you run to Eviolites in the Garbodor deck. You really need these. I highly recommend 2 Tool Scrappers. Some decks run 4, but player preference. 3 of the beautiful Skyla. She's my favorite girl in Pokemon and my favorite supporter in the whole game. Lets you search out for any trainer you want, being a supporter, stadium, or item. Really nice card. Love her. 3N. I need to get a 4th one because I gave one to my buddy for a tournament, and he's still going to tournament, so I'm going to have to pick up a 4th one. That's okay. 3 Juniper. I was debating whether using 2 or 3, but it seems like 3 is working, so the deck still needs tweaking. Here's another part of the deck. Hooligan's Gym and Cast. Flip a coin. If heads, choose 3 random cards from your opponent's hand. If your opponent reveals those cards, and shuffles them into his or her deck. Blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dark energy. Because it mainly runs dark and Mewtwo runs any kind of energy. In a little bit I'll show you the strategy I use for the deck. And 4 DCE, double colorless energy. I'm so glad they reprinted this. And for all school purposes, I still have my originals I've had for years. I'm so glad I kept them now. Okay. I know a deck profile is just about showing the deck, but I'm going to show you my strategy for this deck. Alright, here's where it starts off. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. You basically start by like getting a Honchkrow out. Okay, this is the best part of the strategy. You see Salamance's ability, Scornful Storm. Once during your turn before you attack, you may have your opponent discard cards from his or her hand till he or she has 4 cards left in his or her hand. Taking down the 4 is very effective. And then you play Hooligan's Gym and Cast to take them, if you get ahead, you take them down to 1 card. And then, I actually make people rage quit with this. They only have 1 card left in their hand. Diving Swipe takes the dark and double colorless energy. 2 colors energy, it does 70 damage and discards a random card from your opponent's hand, taking them down to 0 cards. Yeah. and for backup, for the beatdown, we have 3 Mewtwo EXs, which is nice, and the darkrai to give your dark energy users free retreat. Yeah, it's pretty effective, and believe it or not, this deck is actually undefeated so far. I went, I just play against my friends for fun. I surprisingly beat all of them because of that strategy. I somehow, I'm excellent at shuffling, and I even let my buddy shuffle the deck. I'm somehow, able to get into them. Of course, every deck has bad draw, but the good thing about this deck, it has a good recovery. Oops, sorry, that's out of place. And as you can tell, Mewtwo EX, is for the beatdown purposes. Some say to run Keldeo EX, but yeah, I don't run water, and I don't want to waste a perfectly good, a perfectly good spot for a perfectly good EX, Well, even though I did trade off the 4 Mewtwo, I'm able to get another one easy, so, yeah, I'm not really worried about it. All I need is the 1 Mewtwo EX, darkrai EX, and 3 catchers, and my deck is complete. Oh, and a 4th N would be really nice. Maybe a 4th Skyla. We'll see how that plays out. And I might get Fuller Juniper, as she might be coming out on this next set. So, yeah. It's going to be pretty solid. And I hope I gave a good enough, explanation to you for this, how the deck works. I was able to play against the Keldeo EX user. I basically, he wasn't able to get rid of candy in his hands, so he could not get the Blastoise out. And I was able to topple him because I got the Salamence out, flipped heads for Hooligan's Gym and Cast, and yes, I used Clear Die for it. Got lucky. And the Honchkrow finished off his hand, and the last card in his hand was his rare candy to get his Blastoise out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad from a... No, it wasn't a candy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm thinking something else. It was a Blastoise. Was the last card. He really didn't want to get rid of it, and he raged. He scooped. I'm like, dude, don't scoop. I said, I'm only doing this just because I wanted to see how the deck was played out. And, and I didn't expect to win. I mean, I was just in there just having a good time, just getting out my Salamence, my Honchkrow. Although I do need a way in this deck to stop them getting captured. Yeah, that's one thing in this deck. Of course, I do have Mewtwo backup, so yeah. Alright. Well, if any one of you has a little strategy that you think could help me out, like preventing me from getting captured. I know there are decks like that. There's Gothitelle and there's Hydreigon. They have a few strategies that I like. The next deck I was going to build was Hydreigon Garbodor. Really interesting combo. It does not require stage 2 whatsoever. It's really nice. Yeah, it's going to be a work in progress, but hey, if I can get it done, it'll be well worth it in the end, right? Well, yeah. And remember, everyone, when playing any game or a card game, just remember one thing. Have fun. Don't rage. Don't get upset. I know it's kind of hard to not get upset, especially when the opponent is like, rubbing it in your face, going, "Hey, you suck. You don't deserve to play cards against blah blah blah. Your deck is so lame." Basically, I was actually told that, and I just went, well, you know what? It's not my fault that you go out and buy like 6 boxes at a time. Not my fault. I'm like, so you have room to talk. Basically, I went up and, of course, I let the judge know what was going on. Yeah, it was, it was pretty stupid. I'm like, he has no reason to act like that. I said, just because you got a better collection than all of us, doesn't give you any right to go and say, your deck sucks, or your deck is no good, or your collection sucks, you only have so few cards. Well, maybe so, but at least I have fun playing the game. And what those guys call fun is making other people feel bad about themselves, and I'm like, I can't take it anymore, I mean, it's just stupid. It's just... I'm sorry, I was going into a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry. It just burns me up a bit about that. And it's really hard to get me mad, so yeah, it's really rare. So I'm very sorry if you had to listen to all that crap. Well, I hope you enjoyed this deck, and I hope you want to try out the deck sometime. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, just leave a question in the comment below, and I will get to them, and you can PM me, or you can talk to me on Skype. My Skype is Nintendo Veteran 85. I will also list that in the description below. Yeah, and I'll even put some other links in there to like Pokemon.com, stuff like that, and the link to the Hero Zone in case you want to show up and hang out for a while. We have League on Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 4 p.m. Yeah. If any of you want to come in, I run the league. Just ask for a guy named Chad Newcomer, and that's me. Just don't forget. Alright? And if you want to, like, make any online trades, just let me know. Alright, sorry it took so long. I just had to get back on my system. Well, you all have a good night. This is TCG Brony 85 saying good night, and God bless you all.